Yo.
Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chen Trees? Chen, I can see you out the corner of my eye. I'm not putting no banner or anything to...
The little sparkling joint.
It takes me a long time to edit.
Official.
Podcast of YouTube. I don't have the plugins.
All right.
Unless y'all want to donate $120 for plugins, then sure. But anyway, what's good with you, Chen?
Man, life is good, man.
Why is life good, man? You actually scared me the other day. Well, not scared me, but you gave me a wake up call. You gave me a random text because I like to send random text messages of like, yo, you good? Do you get what I'm saying? Because I feel like how many people honestly ask you are like, you good daily? Outside of me.
My girl.
Outside of your girl.
Nobody.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just saying like, I'm not saying that I have priority over your girl because we're playing two different games. You know what I'm saying? So she knows you in ways that I will never know. And I don't want to know. But I'm like, yo, you good? You straight? You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It will become weird if you like, cause I ain't gonna hold you. Every time I text you good, you straight, I'm expecting a yes. So if you was to hit me one day with like, no, I'm not, I'll be like,
that's when you know something going on.
I'll be like, oh boy, I wasn't really expecting this. I basically was just doing.
I'm gonna text you with tears in my face.
I'll be like, I was just expecting you. I'm just doing a check-in. But no, you gave me a wake-up call. You gave me this random text, which is crazy because I don't even think you responded to it. Actually, you did. My fault. But you sent me another text and you was like, we are 70 days into the new year.
There's only you was like, you okay?
There's only 200 something days left. And I was like, yo, that's kind of wild. To see. Like, when you think about it, we're already in almost in mid-March.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it's going to be summertime.
Jeez.
And then that's when, and today is, of course, when this episode come out, it's not going to be that day, but we just went forward in time. We lost an hour with daylight saving time. So that was a wake-up call. I'm like, okay, let me really
70 days. It's probably 72 now.
It's probably 80-something now when this episode come out. So, let me really bunker down on my goals. Now it's the time to really be honest. Like, Chris, can you do this? Do you? It's not even can you do this. Do you still want to do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's more of
how much do you want to do this?
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, I'm good. I had a good week and things like that, and outside of what I shared previously. But what's on your mind to talk about this week?
So, one of my good friends, Princess.
Shout out to Princess.
Yeah, shout out to Princess. She sent me an article of a teacher. A teacher wrote the article expressing how she doesn't feel like she needs to love her job or the kids to be a good teacher. In one of the stories that the teacher gave, she was talking about how the principal was like, I need you to be the teacher that you needed when you was these ages or these kids' ages.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what? I don't even know what that means. What did I need when I was that age? Like,
I didn't even know if I knew if I needed something at that age outside of like what I was given,
And so, me and Princess started talking about it for a little bit, where she discussed how, we shouldn't have to sacrifice our well-being. Now, this was a couple of days after I saw a video of a military lady who was on IG twerking, and people were like, oh, she's using all that government money to just twerk her life away.
Okay.
Apparently, they've been saying, hey, I hope you've been actually practicing your aim because we about to go to World War III.
World War III. The internet.
So they was trolling her.
Yeah, exactly.
And so she got on the camera and she started crying. She was like, yo, I know like most of these are jokes, But like you gotta understand, like this is serious. Like this is really my life, and I'm really about to go overseas. I don't know. Like I guess she wasn't deployed yet, but she's like I could be deployed at any moment. And any moment I could be in these territories where I could lose my life.
Why is she crying?
And so she was saying,
I'm sorry. I don't know if that is insensitive, but I'm like, did you just realize you was in the military? Like, you get what I'm saying?
She was saying, like, in 3 months, I could die. I could, I might never see my kid. My kid might never see me again. My husband might never see me again. This might be my last time to actually, And so I was thinking, we ask military people when they go into the military, because most people that go into the military, they don't really think they're going to war, especially if it's time of peace.
I just want that Camaro and free.
Well, this is the things they advertise. They say, hey, you can get a free education if you come to the military.
That's what a free education.
You could get a stipend and live comfortably, but they don't really advertise that. Yeah, you join the military, you might die on the job for the job. You might literally die. And so I was thinking, like, we have certain jobs, right?
Yeah.
You have to give your life for that job to actually be completed. And then we have other jobs where if they ask you to work an extra hour, that's completely disrespectful. Like, I already put in my 8 hours.
Word.
Why am I working an extra hour just for you to want me? No, I'm not doing that.
Because you messed up the schedule.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. And so it gave me some type of conflict, especially with this article, because I'm like, what is the right answer? Are you a good teacher if you don't give your all? I don't know. Like, and is that fair? So it's like, no, one argument could be like, no, it's not fair. You should be able to have a healthy life and not have to give or sacrifice your well-being for the kids. But then there's the other side where it's like, well, people are dying for your country. At least you could sacrifice a little happiness for the new generation.
I'm laughing because these are women that like you're talking about, and just recently, Kim K was like, the problem with y'all women, y'all don't want to work.
She got a lot of backlash for that.
Of course she did, man. And the thing about it is, the question was, can you give any advice on like how to be a business person? Like give me some advice in business. And it's always like the problem is y'all don't want to work. Why don't people just be honest and just be like, well, let's start with the one thing when it comes to business. Luck. Okay? Like you're gonna need a lot of that. But to your point, you talked about the article that Princess sent you about being a teacher.
Yeah.
Then a couple days before, you said about the military lady that was twerking. A couple days ago, I saw a video of a student hitting the teacher across the head with a chair. An old man.
That's not funny. But
I didn't know he was bleeding.
He was bleeding.
I didn't know he was bleeding to the end of the video.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know he was
bleeding too.
So, because I don't know who threw the chair.
Yeah.
The kid threw the chair, and it hit him. Like, it hit him square in the head.
Yeah.
And, of course, his reflex was, throw a chair back. You know what I'm saying? Because you just got hit in the head. You have to. What, dude? You have to throw the chair back.
Yo, what you going to do? Like,
you don't want to go get the principal?
He just threw a chair.
I don't know what happened. Like, it's wild. So,
and he'd be wrong if he was throwing hands. If he was a younger guy.
If he was a young guy.
Someone would got
the class would end up jumping the teacher because like he just would have been waylaying everybody. Yeah. But I don't know if you have to love teaching to be a teacher or to these jobs and things like that. I think we have a certain
go ahead.
We have a certain protection with children.
Yeah.
As we should.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you don't want to. Let me give you a scenario so I can make this make sense for y'all as well.
Yeah.
You have a child.
Yeah.
Right? You work, your wife works, and y'all need a daycare to put your child in.
Yeah.
Right? So you look on Yelp or you look wherever you look at Google reviews and you say, I need to find the best daycare. So you find a 5-star daycare.
Yeah.
That is within your budget too, right? And when you go there and you basically try to get a review and try to get a feel of the daycare, of like the teachers and things like that, what if the administrative team was to tell you, we don't really like kids, we hate kids actually, right? I don't think a lot of people would feel safe, even though like 5 stars, with leaving their kids with someone who knowingly hate kids.
Yeah.
So I think it comes off. I don't think people can believe that you can be great. Put it like this: people believe. Let me slow down. You can be good or even great at something you hate doing, but when it comes to children, there's a certain protection and barrier that we don't take the risk of like, we're not gonna leave you with someone who hate kids because we don't want the worst thing to happen or even the bad thing to happen to kid for the protection of the kid. Dude, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's where that stigma or like that statement come from, to where it's like, well, if you're a teacher, you gotta love kids, or if you're around kids, you gotta love kids. I don't think someone would knowingly, for their career sake, say, I really don't like kids. Like I hate kids actually, but like I'm good with kids though. Mm-hmm. That just don't sound inviting to, like, for your benefit.
But outside of it not sounding inviting, do you think it's essential? Like, and not because that's two extremes, right? I'm not even talking about hating kids.
Okay.
I'm saying you just being indifferent to kids.
What do you mean being different? Oh no, as in being neutral.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Indifferent versus love. Like, do you think you have to love kids to be a good teacher?
I don't think you have to love kids. There are some kids that just unlovable. Like that person who threw that chair at that grown adult. Yeah. Like that kid's unlovable. Like,
is he?
Or she? It could have been anybody. I don't know who threw it.
Yeah. But
yeah, you threw a chair at the point of your life right now. You threw a chair at a grown adult. Like what? Like,
what if he getting abused every night?
Okay.
I'm saying a lot of people who are angry like that.
Throw the chair at the abuser. I'm sorry, I don't want to be insensitive, but I'm just saying, like,
they can't.
So you throw it at the teacher?
He lashing out.
Come on, man.
Usually people who are abused.
That chair split that man wig open, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Split his wig open.
But can you? And I don't want to get too deep in this, but can you put the responsibility on a child to really,
mature?
Not be mature, but understand his emotions.
No, and that's why I think, to answer your question, I want to say logically, you don't have to love kids to be a good teacher. But, like, I guess the way I've been groomed by society, I wouldn't leave my child with someone that I knowingly know or feel like they're very indifferent to my child. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to love, but if you feel like, I think this is one of the things that you kind of want to be lied to. Like, you don't want to go to the PTA meeting and they just like, this is just a job to me. I go in the room.
Well, they don't care about your kid.
I know they don't care about your kid, but you care about your kid.
That's what I'm saying. So what? But as a society, people want you to care about the kids.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's weird if I was to meet someone that's indifferent. Yeah. If I was to go to the PTA meeting and they was like, "What's your kid name?"
But I don't think that's a grooming thing. I think that's just a natural human thing.
I never met nobody like that. Dude, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she's saying that the teacher's arguing, and I'm.
Dude, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you saying, so your basic point is there's a possibility that you can still be good at your job.
Yeah.
But because of society told me we supposed to love kids.
Yeah.
That if you don't love kids,
care, exactly.
who was with my kid for 8 hours out the day, I won't feel comfortable with
I won't feel comfortable, and I don't even think the teacher would feel comfortable showing
that she doesn't care.
That they are indifferent.
But that she does when you're not around.
But I can't, you can't make me feel an emotion or feel some type of way of something that I don't see.
Yeah.
So if you're with my kid 8 hours a day, I'm not with my kid 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
I won't know what interaction you have with this teacher unless it becomes a problem or unless I'm at that PTA meeting.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. Like, I'm thinking like how I would react if I was to see a teacher. They'd just be like, "What's your kid name? What class are you in?" And he's talking to my kid as if like, I'm like, "You have him every day, don't you, Junior?" He was like, "Yeah, I have a lot of kids, but I don't really care about kids. I'm just a great teacher at math."
Yeah.
I'm just like, because I never met a teacher like that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because even then, I'm like, oh, you really don't like kids, because as an adult, you kind of learn to do like you know that meme to where they paint to where like the person's painting their face with a clown face or something like that. You know how to paint, like put a smile on, nod and smile. Even though I don't like kids, I really don't like these type of meetings. I'm going to paint this on my face, I'm nod and smile and act like I care. But if you are brave enough to be in front of the kid's parents on some, honestly, I don't know who your kid is. I love math. I just want to teach math. When it comes to kids, I don't give a damn. I think you be taken back.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you get what I'm saying? I think you be taken. So that's why I'm like, I don't think that people like that don't exist. I think they do, but I think they hide it very well. Yeah. Sorry for going on a tangent.
No. And you might have a point. And I think the only saving grace is if your kid is learning, right? Like, if your kid is learning and he's doing well in math, or she's doing well in English, or she's doing well in math and he's doing well in English, I think you wouldn't really care if the teacher was indifferent, because it's like the kids are learning, and especially if he was bad at it last year, or she was bad at that subject last year.
Yeah.
And this year she's doing amazing. You were like, okay, this guy. I think my thing is, do you get to that point if you don't love the kids? I don't know. I never met a teacher who doesn't love kids and doesn't love to teach.
So basically, you're saying like one has to give.
One follows the other.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, why you love teaching if you don't love inspiring kids? Like, that doesn't click to me.
Because you can teach adults, or you can teach.
No. I'm saying, well, whoever you teaching. Like, if you don't like, I had professors who didn't like to teach. I knew they didn't like to teach because they would just go on the board and just write.
And you basically just see they back the whole time.
And they said, that we start with M equals MA, and they write a whole bunch of equations.
Now, question.
And then they say, and this is how you get the gravity of the sun. And you're like, wait, whoa, how you do that?
Now,
it's
question.
Like, it's in the textbook. Just look
you
in the
do
textbook.
good in those classes?
No.
So that's why I'm like, it's kind of like, so I would question, and I can't question her because she wrote the article, but do kids benefit from those teachers compared to other teachers that actually
care?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I only remember, I ain't gonna hold you, I kind of have like I ain't gonna say dark sense of humor, but like my favorite teacher of, I'm not gonna say all time, but definitely top 3, Miss Burnett, 3rd grade, right? She used to call us twits, right? Whenever we did something, she used to say, "Sit down, you little twit." But she was so good at teaching and so nice that it kind of came off as, it wasn't malicious. She ain't out here just doing the things like that. So that's why I'm like, part of being a great teacher, in my opinion, is that, like, that kid remembers you. Like, I think it's...
She said she don't care about that.
Oh, okay.
She said that I would not be the teacher that's going to get cards later on in life that said you inspire me, this, that, and third. And she said she's okay with that.
So this is just a job to her?
That's what she said.
Okay.
But then I question, is that fair that we ask people who go into the military Yeah, you shouldn't care about. You should know that you're gonna lose your life.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna hold you. Like that I felt like that was a manipulation thing.
What?
To get people to feel sorry for you. Like, you don't gotta make no video crying. I think if you crying on the phone in the first place, like I know how you're trying to.
She might lose her life.
I get that, but I know how like you're trying to.
I don't think she made an excuse though. I don't want to make it seem like
I know,
she made
but
excuse.
I know how you, Chen, is trying to open my eyes to like Chris, like social media, like talking to social media, like that's normal for the generation after us. Yeah. To me, that's weird. Like,
is it weird to write about your experience as a teacher?
I don't view that as weird.
Why isn't it?
Because I think writing always been around. I think books and all the things, the past experiences, things like that, has always been around.
What's the difference between a book and you saying it on
video? A video of you crying is more in my face than like a book of somebody's passage. Like, because to me, I'm like, there's so many process that goes through of a video that you posted of you crying compared to like you writing something. Now, granted, you view it as just emotions or just writing down experiences.
Yeah.
But I guess my thing is, and I could be wrong, forgive me, military lady, I think because everybody was trolling her about her twerking and all that stuff like that, she was trying to turn the tide by saying, I can lose my life, I can lose my husband, I can lose my children. No one said nothing about your kids. No one said nothing about your husband. Nobody didn't say anything about any of that stuff. Yeah. You now brought that to the equation to gain some type of emotion out of me. Kind of reminds me of Russell Westbrook, right? He's trashed this year in basketball. Mm-hmm. But then he's like, because now everybody's calling Westbrook because he's missing the shots. All for a playoff, his name, Westbrook. Mm-hmm. So now he's like, I got death threats, and now I'm not going to let nobody play with my name because my son, he loves his name so much. And his son is only like I want to say like 6, 7, like he's young, right? Yeah. He said my son loves his name so much. He writes his name on everything, and Westbrook is the legacy name. Like that's the name that my grandfather had, my father had, and I can't let anybody disrespect my name. Don't twist the narrative, bro. You suck. Like.
Yeah, but that's different.
But my whole thing is, I think the same is the manipulation of the situation. I don't think it's a manipulation. I think she was.
It's a reality because Westbrook is not.
But she knew the reality of the military.
But you know okay. Well, before we get to that,
okay.
Westbrook has nothing to do with death threats. The same people might be death threatening you, but people calling you Westbrook ain't causing people to death threats. It's your gameplay that's causing people to give you death threats. The Laker fan base is already a crazy fan base. Okay. So you suck. The Laker fans are going to call you Westbrook, and other Laker fans are going to say, I'm going to kill you. But Westbrook has nothing to do with it. So that's totally different. Yeah. So I disagree with Westbrook on that. Okay. People saying you have to go to war, ha, 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 ha. It's like saying you got cancer, ha, 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 ha. No. It's not?
It's not.
War is not crazy?
Because no one acts for cancer.
Wait, okay.
No one asked for cancer.
Okay, let's say you was a smoker.
No, stop it, Chen.
Wait. You was a smoker, and now you got cancer. They say, you got lung cancer.
Stop it, Chen.
How's that different? It, Chen,
because to be in the military, you have to. There is no, what's the word? There is no false sense, or
there is.
It's not.
Most people don't think they're going to war. Unless you join while there's a war.
They let you know war is a possibility at all times because we are the greatest military in the world. Yeah. Now granted, I was going to join the Navy. Uh-huh. So I know the process of the ASVAB and going through all that stuff and talking to recruiters and all that stuff. I'm not saying that her process was the same because I don't even know what branch she is. Army. So I personally don't know the process with the Army. I only know Army recruiters, but I don't personally know the process. When it comes to war, the only ones based on branches that be surprised that they be like in war, sorry, Air Force. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, because they're
the ones that doing all the airstrikes.
They are called the chair force in the military.
But they're the ones that are usually first.
But the Army, no, the Army goes. And then
they do their airstrikes way before there's a war, though.
But that's different. Airstrikes, you're in the air. You're like away from the action compared to like the Army and the Marines. Right. But like I'm getting to the specifics that doesn't matter. My whole point is I don't believe that and I'm not trying to single her out because I don't even know. I haven't even seen the video.
Yeah.
I find it very hard to believe that she's like, this is my life. Like I might have to die. You knew that when you were joining the military.
Yeah, but joining the military actually being in war is two different.
It's different.
It's too different.
If you was to say getting drafted, as in, I'm not in the military, and then I get drafted, I can agree with you. But the fact that you're
okay, when they recruit people to the military, what's the first thing they say? You gonna be in war? I hope you know how to shoot a gun. No, they said, look, there's a bunch of opportunities that you could get.
Of course.
You could go to college with free education. We build up discipline. This is something that you could do if you don't know what you want to do in life. A lot of the people that go into the military don't go into the military saying, I want to go to war. But they know I want to lose my life.
But they know at
18, you don't even have the necessary process to even have weigh that option.
I agree with you.
So when you get to a point where it's like war is real, all that time you was playing around the military, doing whatever with other people, twerking on video and living on for free on the basis, all that starts to disappear because now you're like, oh, this is real. That happens in almost every situation. When you first get into a burning building, you could be a firefighter, training to be a firefighter all your life. When you get into that burning building for the first time, it's different. All that training is different. When you get in your first shootout as a police officer, it's different.
Listen to what I'm saying. No one's a firefighter who is in their firehouse and they are, quote unquote, I'm not going to say scared because I don't want to judge people's emotions. They know that every day that they're in that firehouse or on the clock, a fire is a possibility. That's what I'm debating. That it's a possibility, a very real possibility. Yeah. Not like how you have the possibilities of like earthquakes happening in Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's not, even though it can happen, it won't happen. And like that. That's not what it is in the military. That's not what it is to the firefighters and things like that. Even though when I go in, I'm coming in for a military, the possibility is not as low as in war and things like that compared to, let's say, to your point of, to like the point you're trying to make. I'm trying to say that she knew. Now, granted, she probably didn't know that Ukraine was going to, you know what I mean? Like that basically it's going to be Russia versus Ukraine and like U.S. go jump in. But the possibility of war, because we're still in war. There's still troops overseas. Yeah. So even the idea of getting shipped and deployed overseas, that is just as real as your everyday experience in the military. So that's why I'm like, I get it, but I don't want to stick on her because, she's crying and I don't want to be a bully to what she feel. I pray. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna pray. But like, I hope she's good with her decision to join the military. And to with her everyday reality, of what,
I mean, she accepted.
Yeah, of course, and like,
but she was just saying, just be a little bit more, because this is a job at the end of the day.
That is true.
This is a job.
Yes,
but we say you don't have to love your kids as a teacher, but we do say as a soldier, you need to be able to give your life at any moment. And I don't know. That's a tall order.
That's different though, Chen.
Wait, how's it different?
Because I get it if you was to say, to be a teacher, you have to love the kids. But to be in the military, you have to love the country. That is how I can see it relating. But you saying, like, you can be a good military person without, like, really accepting everything that the military comes. Like, the same way as you gave the example with the teacher, right? You don't have to love kids, but you have to be good at your job, right? The military person can accept all of that and still doesn't have to love it. So that's why I'm like, they could be the same right there.
So you're saying they don't have to be a... But no. Because her point was, I shouldn't have to love my job because that would come with me taking away from certain, not self of what word I'm trying to, my well-being.
Okay.
I shouldn't have to sacrifice more than I need to from when I clock in to when I clock out. And anything else that is more emotionally taxing that I'm willing to give, I shouldn't have to give.
Based on everything you just said, dude, you think she's a good teacher?
No. I think she's an okay teacher, but I don't think she's a good teacher.
Okay. I don't know. Because it just seems, I don't know if this the norm that normally happens with teachers. That
unless she goes to a good school, then she might be
that I'm just not privy to. Because I'm like, this just sounds a little too behind the veil for me. Like you know how you have you kind of see how the meat is made, and you're just like, once I see how the meat is made, I kind of don't want to eat this. You get what I'm saying? I feel like if this is how most teachers feel, I think I do good for my conscience not knowing how you really feel about, like, I'm not saying you have to like my kid, but she's like, I'm not going to stay after. I'm not going to put in more than what I want, or basically what I'm obligated to put in. And you know how some teachers, now granted, I know some teachers that be like, I'll never make you stay after school because I ain't trying to stay after school. I had those type of teachers.
Yeah.
But that was basically due to some disciplinary type of thing. Like, I'm not going to make you stay for detention because I ain't trying to stay here. You should have been bad in my class all day. I ain't going to stay after school and look at you for an hour. Like, no, I'm going home. But I seen that teacher stay after school. I don't understand this problem. Like, what do you say to that kid, right? Who comes to you, hey, Mr. Chin, I don't understand how you got the distance from the sun type of equation that you was given. And you're like, well, you should have been listening in class. I'm out. Like, dude, like, that seems kind of like, I never saw that in my whole life. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, that happens.
Really?
In the college level.
Really?
Yeah, but they don't have to love teaching.
But is she a college teacher?
No, she I don't know what teacher, but she's in the secondary.
So that's what I'm saying. That's kind of that seems a little too harsh for me.
I don't know. I'm confused.
You going back and forth a little bit?
Yeah, because I don't know. So the overall reason I'm bringing this up is like,
okay,
are you normally if you're not the hero, are you the bad guy? Are you the villain? And so, like, for example, we could use the military. Let's say you're a great soldier. You kill a bunch of people.
Well, okay.
But then,
dude, that make you a great soldier, killing people?
What makes you a great soldier?
It doesn't have to be killing people. You can be a great soldier and never have to shoot a gun. Outside of, like, you know, training and things like that. But you don't have to kill people to be a great soldier.
Hey, I'm not in the military.
Because the military, there's jobs in the military that's like your everyday jobs. There's military police. There's people that work on the ships. There's people that work on the planes.
You're a great policeman.
You're a shipper. You're a soldier.
You're a great sailor.
Don't disrespect the soldiers.
If I have 30 soldiers with me,
here we go.
What do you think they really?
They all went through basic training, so like they all trained to hurt you, but they are skillful in other things.
It's like saying,
here we go.
I got basketball players. None of them can shoot. They know how to pass though. They're great passers, great assistant. At the end of the day, we need points. I'd rather have 3 Steph than. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know where you was going with it, but it's good.
3 Graymans.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if as a soldier, I don't even know what my point was, but let's say
your point was basically,
go ahead. If you let's say you do all your job, it doesn't have to be killing. It could be you're good at what you do. Let's say you're good at being a great police officer.
Okay.
But then you see them attack your base and things start blowing up. And you run away. You was a great police officer, but now you ran away. Does that discount everything you just did?
I don't think you go.
Or let's say you see something blow up. You had the opportunity to go save somebody, but you were like, you know what? I'm no hero. I'm not about to save that guy. That's not even part of my job to save people. I'm going to just turn the other corner. Are you a bad person? Are you a villain? People might say you're a coward.
You're definitely a coward, but some people don't have problems being cowards. You get what I'm saying? Like
a lot of people do.
Look, put it like this. You gave an analogy of a kid drowning.
Yeah.
In like our text messages. Will I jump in if I see a kid drowning? Mm-hmm. No, I wouldn't.
You would turn around?
I wouldn't turn around. I'd try to get help because I can't swim.
Nobody's around.
I can't swim.
I know. So nobody's around.
I'm going to get help.
Okay, so where you going?
I'm not going.
You can hop it back in the car?
I'm going to find help or I'm calling 911 or something because I can't swim. I can't offer help. I'm going to die. And I'm not going to risk my life off of something that I feel no. I'm sorry. Like,
are you a bad person?
Some people may view me as that.
They say you didn't even try. You didn't even try to throw a rope.
I know I can't swim. No. Now, granted, if I can find things, but I feel like I'm wasting time. like I'm over here looking like I'm just now.
Somebody do something.
Now I'm just throwing things in the pool. You get what I'm saying? Now, granted, now hold on. In the pool, I jump in the pool. But in the ocean, no. Cause the pool, I know how to get from the deep end to the other part without drowning. Or put it like this, without knowing how to swim. I know how to get myself out the pool. Let's say if I'm in 11 feet compared to 3 feet and stuff like that.
Say, not you, but
okay.
Let's say a person knew how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
But the person's out.
What do you mean out?
The kid's out. He's at least
50
feet away.
Okay. Is he a lifeguard?
Nah.
Okay, he's just a regular person who knows how to swim. Person.
And he sees the person. But he know how to swim. He's not sure if he can swim all the way there. He know how to swim. If he doesn't try to save him, is he a bad person? And there's a possibility he could save him. He never swam that far, but he know how to swim. He's a good swimmer. And he's not out of shape.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know, because I have a theory. Well, it's not a theory. I have a fact that I believe everybody's a bad person. Well, I don't believe there's no good people. Based on my faith, I don't believe there's no good people.
Okay.
Because the Bible says there's no good people. So, the Bible says specifically, only God is good. So, I try my best not to judge people off of you're a good person, you're a bad person. I feel like my bad is just different than your bad and things like that. But no matter what our bad or what our good qualities are, it will not make us good people. You get what I'm saying? But that's a tricky question because I don't know. Did I know that he can swim?
Because if he did go out there.
Because here's the thing. I think it's easy for the person who know how to swim and nobody really knows that guy. Let's put a name. Let's put Michael Phelps out there. And Michael Phelps is one of the greatest swimmers of all time. And you don't see him get in the pool. I'm looking at Michael Phelps crazy.
Well, pool, but I'm saying ocean.
Oh, ocean. I'm looking at him crazy.
Really?
Yes. Because, you're the greatest swimmer of all time.
But I never swam that far out.
You're not Michael Phelps.
No, I'm saying Michael Phelps. As Michael Phelps, I never swam that far out. I don't know if I could reach that kid.
Yeah, I think I probably still look at him crazy.
So you would be like, you need to sacrifice his
life.
Cause you need to be a hero.
Because to me, I'm like, you're Michael Phelps. Like you're the greatest.
But that's not, I guess this goes back to my original question. It's that's not his job, though. He's not no lifeguard.
But it's nobody's job to save anybody's life. Outside of the people who are policemen and firemen and things like that, and more times.
Well, what do you mean by saving? Like saving you from death? Yeah,
nobody is entitled for if something was to happen to you, right now.
Yeah.
I'm not obligated to save your life.
Yeah.
You just hope I would.
Yeah.
You would hope that I would give you a chance to live and things like that, but I'm not obligated to.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's how I think. I think that's the reality of everybody. But I think it's that gray area of when there's eyes on you, and it's kind of like watching a car crash, right? and you see the person crawl out the car bloodied, but you keep driving by.
That's different.
How?
Because you might not lose your life stopping and calling.
You might. It's okay. Let's say you're on the highway.
Okay.
And you might get hit.
But that's normal highway. I mean, every time you get in the car, and it goes back to the military thing. Okay. Every time you get in the car, there's a chance you could get hit. So I don't like. That's just.
I get it, but
highway.
Okay, well, I guess my whole point is
versus like the Malcolm Phelps situation. He don't know if you could reach that.
But my whole point is, I think to that specific example, I think of it on a broader level of like if everybody in our society think that way, I think it'd be a terrible society. Like I think it'd be kind of weird to not have like someone. I'm not.
But we pay people for that.
But you said they're not around. So
okay.
So what do you? So you just say, well, we go blame the lifeguard that wasn't here.
I mean, that's the argument the teacher was making.
But I don't get her argument.
Her argument was like, I'm not their parent. Why should I pretend to be their parent? Why do I have to love them when they have parents? But some people don't have parents.
I guess, but I didn't get from your analogy that she had to love. Well, maybe for some reason I didn't put the two together. Of like, oh, you have to love kids and like comparing that to like, yeah, it's like it's just weird because it's like
because we look at those teachers as heroes, those that love the kids, went that extra mile.
I ain't gonna hold you. We don't look at them as heroes. But
no. Every time there's a teacher that went that extra mile, they're on Ellen.
They're more
just like the people that save somebody in the burn.
There are more teachers that go the extra mile every day who is not on Ellen. I don't see teachers every day on Ellen, and there could be a teacher on Ellen every day.
Well, one, because we associate it as their job, right? But if it wasn't their job, it would be on Ellen. But we do still look at it just like a police officer who saves lives every day. We might not say, oh, he's on Ellen. But if he saved somebody's life during a mass shooting, he probably would be on Ellen. So it's a little different. There's great teachers that go that extra mile, but there's certain teachers that go crazy, like the one that was doing laundry for his kids because he was homeless. Yeah, he was just all over the news. The air pilot, I just learned about him recently, that saved all those people when they was in the airplane crash and didn't kill a single soul. That man was the champion for at least 3 years. I forgot his name though.
I think they made a movie about him, did they?
Yeah.
With Denzel. Was
that Denzel?
I think that was the Denzel movie where he landed in the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was off of him. You ain't know that?
But he went to prison. That guy.
Yeah. But I thought the main
guy didn't go to prison.
Actually, I could be wrong, but there was a movie that they did off of him where he landed the plane in the Hudson and whatever. No, it's
like you were a hero, but that guy crashed the plane. I mean, I guess nobody would.
The reason why I say, even though I feel like it could be true that they are factually heroes, but I don't think society view teachers as heroes. They barely respect teachers, so that's why I'm like, when you say,
I mean, but they're not. That's their job. That's why. But if you go the extra mile,
it's not that okay. Go.
Let me give you the example. Let's say a teacher found out a kid was homeless and took the kid in, and she been doing this for years. Taking kids in, if people found out about that.
That is amazing. That's very noble.
That's hero.
But at the same time, I don't think we asking that teacher that don't love kids to do that.
We're not. But that's hero like. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm messing up. If she didn't do that, she would be okay. We won't look at her as the villain. That's fair. I guess with that situation, because that's a job.
Yeah.
Is weird, right? Versus like Michael Phelps, he's not a lifeguard. He's not a what do you call those, National Guard. He's not one of those people. He's not a Navy SEAL person. So for him, yeah, it is a little bit more on par where it's like if he doesn't save him, he is a villain. But if he does save him, he is a hero.
He's a hero.
Yeah. Whereas like he has no middle ground. There's nothing else he could do. He could probably be like, I was with the lifeguard trying to help. I didn't get there until the lifeguard got there. Maybe, but I think there's no middle ground. I think with the job situation, it's more so, are you doing your job? If you're not doing your job, then you're a villain. With certain service type of jobs, like a police officer, do you do your job? Do you save everybody without killing anybody? You did your job. Good job, police. You're a great police officer. Do you do your job with killing people? We need you out. Oh, we need you out the force, my guy.
Unless you kill black people, then they probably give you a promotion. Unfortunately,
but we still need you out the force. Hey man,
we just going to suspend you with pay. That's all.
That's
know.
Hey man, the day of reckoning. Inflation is high, man.
No, I get what you say, but I think with her, it just seems a little weird because you want to protect kids. Kids is one of those things that is just like, I can't. I don't want you to be that honest with me.
Yeah.
To just say this is just a job to me.
Yeah.
What's your kid name? We look like the one with glasses. I can't remember.
Question though.
Go ahead.
Even though it's not a hero thing, I think it's like, are you a great teacher or are you not? Are you a great teacher or are you a bad teacher? It's never like you're an okay teacher.
Let me ask you.
Maybe she's advocating for just being an okay teacher.
Let me ask you, when it comes to outside of a job with teacher, outside of the jobs, compare the job. Well, I can't say jobs you really like. Compare the job you really like compared to the jobs that was just a job. I think of the fireworks stand. You get what I'm saying? Would you consider yourself good to great at the job that you care about?
Yeah.
Compared to the job that's just a job?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, and guess what? That's just a job. No one's as affected, quote unquote, except the job itself.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about like people's lives, then that's when it's kind of like
a little different.
It's like,
do you care about being a doctor, or this is just a job to you?
Like,
that's a little scary when you go under the knife. It's like when somebody says, "I just do it for the pay." I want a different surgeon, man.
but like, this is the best surgeon. Like, I'm sorry, I don't need the best.
I need somebody that cares.
Yeah, exactly. So, anything else you want to share on that, man? I feel like that was a good analogy. I feel like we was talking parallel to each other, like, but I think at the end we finally seen each other's point.
I agree.
But hopefully y'all like it, man. We still trying to get 10 likes to one video, and then once we get to 10 likes, I'm just gonna ask for more. That's all. But I need 10. But subscribe, share the show. Don't be selfish, and we see y'all next week, man. Blessings.